Hey everyone, Sa here. The world feels pretty shaky right now, doesn't it? Between escalating tensions and recent events involving Hezbollah fighters, it's hard not to feel uneasy. The conflict in the Middle East has hit Lebanon hard, reminding us how quickly things can spiral out of control. With the looming threat of nuclear weapons and another world war, it's natural to wonder, where would be the safest place to be if the unthinkable happened? So, in this video, we're going to explore some of the countries considered to be the safest in the event of World War III. Let's be real. If a global conflict erupts, Antarctica probably won't be high on anyone's list of targets. It's a continent almost entirely covered in ice and inhabited mostly by penguins. Antarctica is governed by the Antarctic Treaty System, which prohibits military activity and designates the continent for peaceful scientific research. So, not only is it geographically isolated, but it also has international agreements in place that discourage conflict. Surviving in Antarctica would be incredibly challenging due to the extreme cold and limited resources. But if we're talking about sheer survival, Antarctica might just be the ultimate bunker. It's a place where you could potentially ride out a global conflict and emerge to a changed world. Just remember to pack your long underwear and a really good penguin joke book. Moving on from the frozen south, let's talk about Argentina. Argentina has a few things going for it that could make it a surprisingly resilient place in a global crisis. First off, Argentina is a major agricultural producer, particularly when it comes to wheat. In a post-apocalyptic scenario where global supply chains are disrupted, having access to food is crucial, and Argentina's fertile Pampas region could be a lifeline. Argentina has a history of neutrality in international conflicts. While it's not immune to political turmoil, it tends to avoid getting directly involved in major global conflicts. And finally, let's not forget about the empanadas. In the midst of a global crisis, a little comfort food goes a long way. So while Argentina might not be a fortress, it's a country with resources, a track record of neutrality, and of course, delicious food. Nestled high in the Himalayas, Bhutan is a small country with a big reputation for peace and tranquility. It's known for its stunning natural beauty, unique culture, and commitment to gross national happiness. Bhutan has a long history of neutrality and nonviolence, avoiding taking sides in international conflicts. This neutrality, combined with its remote location and mountainous terrain, makes it an unlikely target for aggression. Bhutan stands as a beacon of peace and a reminder that there's another way to live. Chile might not be the first place that springs to mind when you think of safe havens, but this South American nation has a lot to offer. Bordered by the Andes Mountains and the Pacific Ocean, Chile is naturally isolated and difficult to invade. Its long coastline provides access to seafood, a crucial protein source. Chile's diverse agriculture includes grapes, avocados, salmon, and timber. With a stable democracy, strong economy, and modern infrastructure, Chile is a secure place in uncertain times. Picture this: turquoise waters, pristine beaches, lush rainforests, and World War III. Fiji, that idyllic island nation in the heart of the Pacific Ocean, could actually be a surprisingly good place to be if things go sideways globally. Fiji is remote, thousands of miles away from major global powers, making it an unlikely target for direct conflict. Fiji is blessed with abundant natural resources, including fertile land, ample rainfall, and rich fishing grounds. This means that Fiji has the potential to be self-sufficient when it comes to food and water, two crucial factors in any survival situation. Fiji is a small nation with a small military, so it's not exactly a fortress. But its remoteness, natural bounty, and relatively low profile on the world stage could make it a peaceful haven in a world gone mad. Greenland, despite its name and chilly climate, might just be the ultimate safe haven in a global crisis. Greenland is remote, the world's largest island located far from major global powers and their potential conflicts. In a world consumed by war, being off the beaten path is a good thing. Greenland has a small population, which means fewer people competing for resources in a crisis. While those resources might not be abundant in the traditional sense, Greenland does have fish, wildlife, and some mineral resources. Living in Greenland wouldn't be easy, it's cold and remote. But if we're talking about sheer survival, Greenland's isolation, small population, and access to essential resources could make it a surprisingly safe haven. It's not exactly known for its bustling nightlife, but it might just be the place to ride out a global storm. Iceland, the land of fire and ice, is known for its stunning natural beauty, geothermal pools, and high ranking on the Global Peace Index. It consistently ranks as one of the most peaceful countries in the world. Iceland is an island nation located in the North Atlantic Ocean, far from major global powers and their potential conflicts. Being an island provides a certain level of isolation. Iceland is remarkably self-sufficient when it comes to energy, generating almost all of its electricity from renewable sources. This means that it's less reliant on foreign energy sources and better equipped to handle disruptions to global supply chains. And let's not forget about those geothermal pools. In the midst of a global crisis, a little bit of luxury can go a long way. Iceland's overall stability and self-sufficiency make it a strong contender for a safe haven. Indonesia, the world's largest archipelago, is a land of incredible diversity with over 17,000 islands. Indonesia has a long-standing commitment to peace and neutrality. Indonesia's policy of bebas aktif means it strives to maintain an independent foreign policy, avoiding taking sides in global conflicts. Indonesia's vast size and geographic spread work in its favor. With so many islands spread across such a wide area, it would be incredibly difficult for any single power to occupy or control the entire country. This geographic advantage, combined with its commitment to peace, makes Indonesia a strong contender for a safe haven in a global crisis. Of course, Indonesia faces its own challenges, but its commitment to peace, geographic advantage, and vast natural resources make it a place worth considering if the world goes sideways. New Zealand, known for its stunning landscapes, friendly people, and its role in the Lord of the Rings movies, might be the real-life Shire in a global crisis. Geographically isolated in the South Pacific Ocean, far from major global powers and conflicts. Its remoteness and small population make it an unlikely target. New Zealand is self-sufficient in food production, a major agricultural exporter. If you're riding out a global crisis, why not do it in a place like Middle-earth? South Africa, the southernmost country on the African continent, is a land of stunning natural beauty and incredible wildlife. South Africa possesses a unique set of characteristics that could make it a surprisingly resilient place in a global crisis. South Africa is a resource-rich nation with abundant mineral deposits, including gold, platinum, and diamonds, as well as fertile land suitable for agriculture. In a world facing resource scarcity, South Africa's natural wealth would be a major advantage. South Africa has a relatively well-developed infrastructure, including a modern transportation network and a diverse industrial base. While no country is immune to the effects of a global crisis, South Africa's existing infrastructure would give it a head start in rebuilding. South Africans are known for their resilience and determination. In the face of a global crisis, these qualities would be essential for survival. Switzerland, the land of mountains, chocolate, and neutrality, has long been considered a safe haven in times of global turmoil. Switzerland has a long tradition of neutrality, avoiding taking sides in major international conflicts for centuries. This neutrality is enshrined in its constitution and reinforced by its military's defensive posture. Switzerland is home to numerous underground bunkers and shelters, built during the Cold War era to protect its population from nuclear attack. While the threat of nuclear war has diminished, these shelters could still provide protection from other threats. And let's not forget about the chocolate. In the midst of a global crisis, a little bit of comfort food can go a long way. Switzerland's neutrality and preparedness make it a strong contender for a safe haven. Tuvalu, a tiny island nation in the Pacific Ocean, might not be the first place that comes to mind when you think of safe havens. Its obscurity and lack of strategic value could make it an unlikely target in a global conflict. Tuvalu consists of 9 small islands with a total land area of just 10 square miles. Its population is just over 11,000 people. This makes it an unattractive target for any major power. With little to offer in terms of resources or strategic value, Tuvalu might just be overlooked. So, where would you go? We've covered a lot of ground, from the frozen wastelands of Antarctica to the idyllic islands of the Pacific. We've explored countries with abundant resources, long traditions of peace, and those so remote they might escape notice altogether. Ultimately, the safest place to be in World War III is a matter of speculation and personal preference. The best we can do is to be informed, prepared, and hope for the best. What do you think? Which countries do you think would be the safest in a global crisis? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking content.